At ease, adventurers. It's time for some toy trivia with me, your old friend Joe. Today we'll explore my favorite toy trivia, the history of G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe is a line of military-themed action figures created by Hasbro, a Rhode Island-based toy company. The name G.I. Joe stands for Government Issue Joe, and it was inspired by a 1945 film starring Robert Mitchum called The Story of G.I. Joe. The film is a tribute to the American infantrymen during World War II, told through the eyes of Pulitzer Prize-winning war correspondent Ernie Pyle, with dialogue and narration lifted from Pyle's newspaper columns. The first G.I. Joe action figure was introduced in 1964 as a 12-inch doll with realistic details, posable joints, and interchangeable uniforms and accessories. Hasbro marketed G.I. Joe as a lifelike action soldier, avoiding the word doll to appeal to boys. G.I. Joe was a huge success, accounting for 2/3 of Hasbro's sales in the toy line's first 2 years. However, as the Vietnam War escalated and public opinion turned, G.I. Joe's popularity declined. Hasbro tried to revive the toy line by rebranding it as The Adventures of G.I. Joe in 1969, changing Joe's bio from a soldier to an adventurer. The adventure team introduced new features such as Kung Fu Grip and Eagle Eye, as well as a more muscular body. However, these changes were not enough to save the toy line, and it was discontinued in 1978. G.I. Joe was gone, but never forgotten. In 1982, Hasbro relaunched the Joes as G.I. Joe, a real American hero with a new, smaller scale of 3.75 inches, similar to the popular Kenner Star Wars toys. They also created a diverse and colorful cast of characters, each with their own name, call sign, specialty, and personality. This G.I. Joe team consisted of heroes who fought against the evil organization known as Cobra, led by the mysterious Cobra Commander. The missions of G.I. Joe were chronicled in a monthly comic book series by Marvel Comics, written by Larry Hama, who gave the characters depth and realism. The comic book was also adapted into an animated TV series that aired from 1985 to 1986. Created at the height of the G.I. Joe craze in 1987, G.I. Joe the movie was intended as a theatrical release. However, due to the poor box office performance of the Transformers movie, G.I. Joe the movie was instead released direct to video and later aired on television. G.I. Joe Resolute was an adult animated web series written by Warren Ellis. It debuted on April 17, 2009, as a series of short webisodes and later premiered as a full movie on Adult Swim. The show has a darker and more realistic tone compared to other installments in the franchise, and also uses elements from both the cartoons and the comics. In 2003, G.I. Joe was inducted into the National Toy Hall of Fame at the Strong National Museum of Play in Rochester, New York. G.I. Joe is not just a toy line, but a cultural phenomenon that has influenced generations of fans and collectors. It has also been recognized as an important part of American history and pop culture. I hope you learned something today. Knowing is, well, you know the old saying. Stay tuned to Largo's Lair for more of Joe's toy trivia. Don't forget to hit that like button, comment, and share your suggestions for future toy trivia episodes. Thank you for listening, and until next time, keep an eye out for adventure wherever life takes you.